Today I'm working on a GE stove where the cooktop light will not go off even when all of the burners are at room temperature. In the work order it stated that this had happened after a building power failure. Model I'm working with is JBS60RK6SS. I'm going to remove the power from this range before I work on it, then open the oven door. Underneath there are going to be two 1/4-inch hex screws that need to be removed, one on each far side. Then the stovetop can be lifted up and we can get a look at some of the parts that we're going to need to access to troubleshoot this issue. From the top of the stovetop there's a hook that goes onto a white knob. Remove that from the knob. I find it easiest to do it one side and then go to the other side and unhook it. Then I carefully flip the stovetop upside down so we can work on it. Power is off. We have access to all the burners. These are your limit switches, and inside of here there's a temperature sensor on this side that opens and closes. It closes at room temperature. To test these, we're going to set the meter to ohms, and then the side with the smaller wires, we're going to take these wires off, take a picture so you can put them back in the right place. And since we are at room temperature, this should be open. Got both my leads on there. Open. This limiter switch is open, which means it's not going to send a signal to this light. If this were to heat up, this would close, send a signal to the light. So I'm going to hook these back up, and I'm just going to go down the line. Let's check this one. Well, look at that. This is at room temperature and we have continuity. So this is constantly sending power. Well, not now, the power's off, but this switch is closed and it should be open since we're at room temperature. Constantly sending power to your hot light. Unfortunately, you got to replace the whole thing. There may be I'm sure there's a workaround. Let me know in the comments if you know. But we got to replace this whole element. It comes in one piece. Let me know if any of you know another way. I'm going to just test these other two because they said this happened after a power outage. And you got to take the wires off or you'll get a false reading, by the way. Those are good. All right, so we just got to replace one element. Also, look at that loose connection. Be careful, make sure you got a good connection. I'm putting these back on. Just gonna give it a little squeeze, not too much. Got the replacement burner right here. Always pull wires from the connector, not the wire itself. One screw holds it in, then we just pop this out. And line this up with the hole and screw it in. There's going to be a little resistance from the spring. Pick your wires back up. That's so tight. Flip this back around very carefully. So here's the hook, and it goes right here when we put this back on. And the other side hooked. Don't forget the 2 end screws. We apply power. Hot cooktop light is off. That's gonna do it. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.